Shalom, brothers and sisters. At a time that the whole world, seemingly, is against Israel, every nation on earth raging against her, seeking her destruction, her elimination, her removal, standing in support of terrorist organizations that wish to destroy her and not speaking out against them. At that time, I thought it was as good a time as any to just give you 7 things to remember from prophecy concerning Israel. That during the 20th century, we, the privileged final generation, Ha'akaron, the last generation, is witnessing God beginning to fulfill in whole or in part prophecies regarding the Jewish people. Number 1 on that list is the regathering of the Jews from the 4 corners of the earth, Isaiah 11 verse 10. Theodore Hurl's book, The Jewish State, published in 1896, helped motivate Jewish migration back to Israel. There were 40,000 Jews in Palestine in 1900. Today, there are over 7 million in the land of Israel. Number 2, the re-establishment of the state of Israel, which I'm sure you thought was number 1 on my list. Ezekiel 37 verse 21 to 22. This prophecy was fulfilled on, and you should have this memorized because it is such a big prophetic event, 14 May 1948, when the end time clock started spinning up like never before, when the Israeli Declaration of Independence was proclaimed in Tel Aviv. After 2,000 years, they were back, gathered back to their land. Number 3, the reclamation of the land, Ezekiel 36 verse 34 to 35, when the Jews started returning to the land after about 100 years ago, right, plus minus. It was a malaria-infested swampland that had been denuded of all of its forests. Today, it produces food in abundance, and forests have been replanted all over Israel. Massive forests. It is blooming because of the blessing. Number 4, the revival of the Hebrew language. This in itself is miraculous. Zephaniah 3 verse 9 and Jeremiah 31 verse 23. When the Jews were scattered worldwide, they stopped speaking Hebrew. In the 1800s, God raised up a Lithuanian Jew named Eliezer ben Yehuda to resurrect the language from the dead. Hebrew now predominates as one of the 3 official languages of Israel. It is back, as prophesied, one perfect language from way back then that God wants them to use. And if you're following this channel, you know that there's so many reasons for that. So many things God has built into and hidden in the language to show you that He is God. Number 5, the reoccupation of the city of Jerusalem. Zechariah 8 verse 4 to 8. When the Israeli War of Independence ended in 1949, the old city of Jerusalem was under Jordanian occupation. The Israelis reclaimed the city during the 6-day war on June 7, 1967. And all these dates work out beautifully on the timeline of the end. Number 6, the resurgence of the Israeli military, the IDF. That's Zechariah 12 verse 6. Even though Israel is one of the smallest nations, its military is considered one of the top 10 in the world. Number 7, the refocusing of world politics on the nation of Israel and its city of Jerusalem. Zechariah 12 verse 2 to 3. Today, world attention is focused on Israel and Jerusalem, as has been abundantly evident in the last few years, as they collectively now in 2024 more than ever stand against the nation of Israel and seek to remove it from being a nation and blot out its name as if it never existed. But God. And then finally, I'll leave you with this. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, when he returns at the end of the tribulation, not now when he fetches his bride, when he comes back to place his feet on earth again after 2,000 years, to bring judgment. Those feet of his, those beautiful, blessed, holy feet of God will touch down in Israel, by Jerusalem, on the Mount of Olives. He will be there. So go ahead. Try remove Israel and stop God's plans. Don't see how that ends well for anybody who's trying that. God bless Israel. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem and pray for Israel as long as we are still here. Shalom.